I guess like when you have gone through those experiences as well, to then take that and create something like Her Game 2 and be a part of something that, for me, to be honest, it's one of the best campaigns that I've ever seen. I'm not just saying that since because you're here, but like it's. I remember the first video that came out. I think everyone remembers that video. It must have done crazy numbers, to be fair. But could you take me back to when it was created and sort of why it was created? Like forget the success right now, but just like at the time, what was the main sort of like reason for that, and what was the mission statement behind it at the time?
So, my friend Kaz, she approached me. It must have been in like the March or April time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she asked if I wanted to be a part of this video. And to begin with, I was quite apprehensive. I wasn't very well
Yeah.
at the time, and I was a bit nervous that I wouldn't be able to handle. This sounds really sad. I wouldn't be able to handle any backlash that came with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So
Not at all, no.
that's the first thing I thought about.
Uh,
Wasn't, oh, this could be fantastic. We could make a difference. It was the instinctive fear of what are people going to say about me.
yeah.
And in hindsight, that's exactly why we're doing this campaign, is to try and stop things like this happening.
Yeah.
Um, so eventually, when I sort of warmed up to the idea, I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Um, so we all planned what we wanted to put on our pieces of paper, which is what we'd experienced during our time as football fans. And mine was,
Yeah.
you can't comment on a man's game, which I thought resonated quite well because it's what
Yeah.
I've experienced. Especially with the Valencia story, it really sort of fitted how I felt. So I was like, yeah, that's a good one. And our mission statement really was, and we didn't think it was going to go any further than the video at the time. We
Really.
just thought we can show people this is actually happening. This is
Mm,
happening week in, week out. And someone needs to say something because the media weren't saying anything.
mm,
No one was talking about it, and no one with a voice was making a difference with it,
mm.
or not to the extremes that we wanted. People were vaguely talking about it, but not to the levels that was needed for change.
Yeah.
So when the video went out, it was crazy. My phone was blowing up,
Yeah.
and we surpassed 1 million views. My nan saw it on the news. She was like, "Emily, what's this?"
Yeah.
Like, well done, it's this. And I explained, and my whole family were just like, "This is really cool," because
Yeah.
obviously they really support me and what I do. My dad, he's my biggest ally when it comes to football. He is
Yeah.
brilliant, and he looks like Louis Theroux, which makes it even better.
Class.
Um, he's so good, and he was constantly sending me things like, "You're trending on Twitter. I've seen it on the news," and it was great. And I think we didn't expect it to get as much momentum as it did. Really, like when it surpassed that 1 million views, I think we were all crying,
Mm.
just more out of gratitude that people were listening to us, and the responses that we got was amazing. That people saying, "Thank you for saying something because this is how I felt for a long time," and that's what it's all about. We wanted to give people that voice because no one should be made to feel the way that we get made to feel a lot.
Yeah.
And after that, it's sort of it's blown up really.
Yeah, well, well, you say that. I mean, like, I remember watching it for the first time. I think it's only like a 1 or 2 minute video, isn't it, with that song in the background? But if you wanted to get people to think, I think you did that because even in my like tiny little world, I remember watching it and just feeling everything in those first few minutes because I didn't know it. People would actually saying those things, like you kind of when because I'm privileged in this situation. I'll admit it, like not through any fault, but like I am. So to actually see a phrase and the person behind it, I'm just like, who the hell could say? I can't get in the mind of someone who could say that to that person or anyone. To be honest, some of them were horrible, but like some of the things on there were just so horrible, and it just didn't make any like you go through the whole thing, it just doesn't make sense. But then I just started thinking, God, who could say that? And then actually seeing the comments, God, loads of people are saying it. Like the amount of likes it had, clearly people resonate with it. I'm just like, it just blew my in that 2 minutes. It just completely blew my mind, and I was like, it's so all I could do then was just like retweet, share it, send it to everyone I knew, which I did, to be honest. But like, I know you didn't think that it would sort of take off the way it does. I don't think anyone expects something to go viral, but when it did, like, kind of, what was the first like meeting after that about? Like, did you have any idea where you were going to go next? Because now you've got like club partnerships, you've got ambassadors, you've got loads of people sort of jumping on it as well. So was that planned, like, after the video, or was that kind of organic as well?
I think it was quite organic, really. I mean, because I wasn't very well around the time of the video,
Mm-hmm.
I took a step back for a long time, and I just was the Birmingham City ambassador for a long time.
Yeah.
Um, but after the video came out, we all had a conversation about whether, someone wanted to be part of a lead team, like a shareholder type thing, or whether someone just wanted to just be an ambassador and do what they can when they can. And at the time,
Mm-hmm.
I said that I'd want to do what I can when I can, because obviously not being very well and then having my work was very heavy at the time.
Yeah.
Um, so I said that, but then we sort of kept growing. So we had partnership after partnership after partnership, clubs
Yeah.
contacting us wanting to get involved, us contacting clubs saying, do you want to hear what we've got to say? Because
Yeah.
we might be able to help your fans.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, it was very organic in the end,
Mm.
and it got to probably about September time, and we were all like, right, this is big now. We can
Yeah.
make a difference. We have got a voice now to give to those young girls, older women, people of all ages. We can, and even male allies that, like my dad,
Yeah.
that want to speak about his daughter, giving them the voice.
Yeah.
I think that's when we were like, we need to pursue this, because there's so many people that don't understand, not through any fault of their own, because they just
Yeah.
haven't experienced it or don't know about it. But then there's
Mm.
so many people that probably say passing comments and don't understand the repercussions of them.
Yeah.
I think even I've been guilty of that. You just say things in an environment because you've heard them and you think they're normal
Yeah.
or think they're acceptable to say. But actually, when you sort of take a step back and think about it, you think, oh, actually, I shouldn't be saying things like that. It's not right, etc., etc. In football, you get a bit wrapped up in stuff, don't you? Like there's naughty chants and things, and
Yeah. Yeah.
with swear words and things that you don't want to repeat. And
Yeah.
it just it's all about education. So
Yeah.
I think that's what we wanted to do. Is we wanted to roll something out that we could say to people, well, actually, this you shouldn't say things like this, but this is what you can do to support women,
Mm-hmm.
and basically make a negative into a positive.